Alright creators, so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down some more advanced techniques that I use on all of my photos, and that is selective editing. So basically, this is when we are going to affect certain parts of our shots, and when done correctly, these techniques will take your photos to that next level. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so we have this shot here that I took of a temple in Tokyo, and I've done some basic exposure and color corrections, and you can see the before and after of those changes here. But now, the photo is still looking a little flat, and these surrounding areas are still distracting my eyes from the subject of my photo, so we are going to add some mask to help make this pop. So now to do this, we are going to select the mask tab here, and then we are going to click this blue plus icon, and here we are going to see a bunch of different masking options. So firstly, we're going to select linear gradient. And now if I tap and drag with my finger here, we're going to see this red gradient appears. And basically this red area here is letting us know where it's going to be affected. And as we can see, this bottom area of the filter is a lot stronger, whereas the more it moves up, it fades out. So this fade out is great because it helps make the effect look a lot more natural, which is something you'll see in a minute. But now, if we look along the bottom here, we also have a few different editing options that we can use to affect this area. So personally for me, whenever I use a linear gradient, it's usually to darken that area. So I'm going to open up the light tab here, and then I'm going to bring down the exposure to about -2.45. Now to confirm this edit, just tap the tick icon here. And now if I toggle the before and after, we can see that only this area at the bottom has been affected. Now we can go back and make slight adjustments to this filter by again opening up the masking tab and then selecting the filter again. So if I drag this bottom line out a bit more, this will help make the fade more natural. But now I'm going to add another one by tapping on the plus icon and then selecting linear gradient, but this time I'm going to affect the area up here. Now again, I'm going to darken this area, so I'll open up the light tab and then decrease the exposure to about -1. For this filter, I'll also open up the effects tab and bring down the clarity like so. Now I'm going to repeat this process one more time for this area here. So again, bringing down the exposure and then bringing down the clarity. And now if I toggle the before and after, we can already see the massive difference this has made. But now this time we are going to add a filter to the temple to help make it pop out even more. So to do this, let's open up the masking tab, then hit the blue icon, but then this time we are going to select the radial gradient. And now to apply this, we're going to tap our subject and this circle will appear here. And from here, we can pull these points to stretch out this circle and to cover the temple. And this time we are going to increase the brightness slightly. So let's open up the light tab, and then I'm going to increase the exposure to about here. And then I'll add about +15 to the whites. And then I'll also add some contrast too. And then from here, I'm going to open up the color tab, and then we are going to increase the saturation to about +18. Next, let's go into the effects and increase the clarity to about +10. Now, if I toggle the before and after, we're starting to see some layers in this shot. But now from here, we are going to create another radial filter, but this time we are going to affect everywhere around our subject. So to do this, again, open up the masking tab, hit the blue icon, then radial gradient, and then again tap to create a filter, and then we're going to resize it around our subject again, but this time we're going to select this icon here, and now this has inverted our mask, meaning everywhere around this circle will be affected. So before I make any changes, I'm going to make this a little bigger like so, and now I'm going to open up the light tab and I'll bring down the exposure to about -0.70. From here, I'll hit OK to save the changes. And then lastly, I'm going to add one more type of selective edit to help make our subject pop out even more. So let's open up the masking tab again, hit the blue icon, but this time let's select the brush tool. So now with the brush tool, we can just easily draw over our subject like so, and we can increase the feather and size by using these options here, and we can also clean up our selections by using this eraser tool here. Obviously, when you're making selections with the brush tool, you want to be as precise as possible, but I don't want to waste your guys' time for too long, so this should be good enough for this example. And just like all the other filters, any changes we make with these tools here will only affect the selected area. So for this, I'm going to open up the light tab, and then I'm going to increase the shadows to about +14. And then I'll also brighten up the highlights like so. Next, I'm going to add some more saturation to help make that red pop out even more. And I'm also going to bring down the temperature ever so slightly. Now, I'm going to confirm these changes by hitting the tick icon, and now if I toggle the before and after, we can see a massive difference in this shot. But there we have it, guys. That is a simple technique that I personally use to take my work to that next level. And if you found these tips helpful, then this is just one out of 70 plus videos inside of my new Smartphone Creator Pro course that covers everything you need to know to shoot and edit professional looking photos and videos with just your smartphone. Included with this program is full access to a library full of digital assets, such as my personal preset packs that I've used to edit photos for some of the biggest brands in the world, easy to use templates to showcase your work in a more creative way, smartphone wallpapers, raw photos that you can use to practice your editing with, cheat sheets to help you remember key components of photography and filmmaking while you're out shooting, and so much more. So if you're wanting to 10x your smartphone content in just 10 days, you can hit the link in the description below to find out more. But with that being said, I appreciate you for making it this far in the video, and if you found some value from it, hit the like and subscribe button on your way out, and be sure to check out the videos on the screen because they are what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Peace out.